What's the good word today?
Bud Light.
Bud
Buy
Light.
all you can. If you ain't got gas for your vehicle, at least you can get gas in your garage. American muscle, man. There ain't no room in here for metric shit.
Welcome back to Camp David. Today's project, we're going to be working on my truck. Going to do an oil change on her. I already picked up the stuff. We've got Mobil 1 10W30. We've got the oil filter, the bigger jug, for any of you who are a little bit worried about me just showing you a quart of oil. Got the bumper jack ready. We're going to pump this thing up, give me a little bit more breathing room under there, and start on this oil change. I'll show you how. For anyone that doesn't know what a bumper jack is, this is what it looks like. And what I'll do is I'll actually go on two of my frame pieces under there, you know, versus the bumper. And I got the light there so I can see what I'm doing, and the creeper, because I'm always creeping. Quick shot of underneath the truck in the front. So this is where I want to put one of the pads for the bumper jack here, and then the same thing on the other side. Always remember your safety. This was one of the better purchases we've made for the shop. Actually, this is compliment to Mike Totoro, so thank you, brother. What makes this so unique and cool, obviously you can catch all your oil, but it has a spout here, so it's easier to take the recycled oil and put it back in the container to ship it off back to the store or give it to somebody who burns it. Now we're gonna start with the oil pan. We're gonna get the drain plug out, make sure this is positioned right, and drain all the oil from there first before we tackle the oil filter. Now, I'm not gonna say every car is different, but definitely for this truck, I don't know if it's got an aftermarket pan on it. It looks like my plug, the size of the wrench I need, is 3/4. Let's see if I'm right. And if you're not an all-the-time mechanic, just take 3 wrenches with you. I mean, it looks close enough to a 3/4 to me, but I also grabbed a 13/16 and a 7/8. Here's a look at my oil pan. So that's the plug right there that we got to take out. Okay, 7/8 it is. See how easy that is? I don't have to get my fat ass up again. Just take 3 options with you if you're unsure. In my case, my whole oil pan is covered in oil. Sometimes it's hard to see. And I don't drive the truck that often, so I'm not doing too many oil changes on her. We got her broke free. Let the spillage commence. Usually this oil runs all down my arm. I'm trying to position the oil pan in a way that it doesn't get all over the floor. Saves on cleanup. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Yep. She was definitely due for an oil change. She's back. You just want to let her go until it's completely stopped, or it's just a light drop every once in a while. Okay, while that's draining, I just took the oil pan plug here. See it? My hands are slippery. My gloves are anyways. I'm just going to clean it up. That's had enough time to drain. Put your drain plug back in, tighten her up. And then we hunt down that oil filter. You don't have to go insane crazy with tightening down this oil pan. Just make sure she's tight. You'll be fighting with her the next time. In my case, I leak enough oil where it keeps everything lubricated anyways.
Or at least you keep adding it. You're constantly changing the oil.
Yeah, you would think I keep adding it that it would look better than what it does, but it's just a mixture of the old crap, I guess. It's blacker than your shirt you're wearing. All right, let's hunt down that oil filter. I can see it through here, but we gotta reposition the creeper. Get right under it. I need an oil bath. There's our oil filter right there. We gotta rip off or spin off. Oh jeez. Shop manager not happy with the work, so he's just giving me a pay cut.
Walking away with disgust.
Yep, disgust. What a dirty job. So these should be about hand tight, and I know I've done this oil filter, so just give her a little torque there. Oh, okay. I might have to do this without the camera. Now we're good. Now you can spin this off, and this is where you usually get pretty messy depending on your car. Just spin it off nice and easy, and once it starts draining, then you can move that drip pan to wherever you see it going. And we'll crack her a little bit more. Alright, oil filter is out. I had to use 2 hands in order to get it out of there. One thing you definitely want to check for is you look up there and make sure the ring on this oil filter is not stuck up there. I've definitely made that mistake before, and doubling up on those is no bueno. So just to show you how much oil is in this, and that's why I needed 2 hands. I didn't want all this to come down on me. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Big filter though. You know, we can leave that upside down and let it drain more. So what I'll end up doing is I'll take whatever used oil that's in here, bottle it back up, and bring it either back to a parts store or give it to somebody to burn in a fuel burner. All right, I'll just take a look up there. And if you want to, you can clean up around, you know, that area there. Visually, I can see that it's nice and clean. There's nothing, no dirt, no debris around that ring. So that's good. Time for the new filter. There she is. There's that same ring I was telling you about. And you can use a little bit of the old oil just to lubricate the top of this, or you can use some of the new oil. In my case, I'm just going to use the new. I forgot to mention, I'm going to put a little bit of oil right into the filter. So on initial startup, it's got some oil in it. I wouldn't fill it, only because if you've got to put this thing at an angle in order to screw it on underneath the car, you don't want all that new oil coming down on you. There's that. So I've got it pretty much on the top. I'm just going to take the new oil and spread it around that ring. What this does is it makes it easier for the filter to come off next time. What should have come off by hand when I was trying to do it, it didn't. It took 2 hands. But hey, that's better than using a tool. You know, going through your toolboxes and trying to find it can be a nightmare sometimes. New filter is installed. I may have put a little bit too much oil in there. Uncle Dave was saying a couple capfuls, and I put about 10. They say to leave it hand tight. Oh, I got her pretty close. We'll see the next time I go to take it off. Now, let's fill her up with oil. Oh, you remember how many quarts this thing takes?
Should be 5.
I'll fill her up with some good oil.
Instead of 3,000, you're supposed to get like 5 or something. I don't know. Just change the shit when it's dirty.
You heard it, folks. Clean that shit when it's dirty.
Just like your baby. When the diaper's dirty, change it. Or unless you're a bad mom and dad, fuck it, leave it there.
Now that was a whole 5 quarts. If you want to save this container and put your old oil in it and return it to any parts store, or give it to somebody to burn.
Or pour it in your neighbor's yard.
Or pour it in your neighbor's lawn. We're going to give that a little bit of time to get down into the oil pan, and then I'm going to check the dipstick, and we'll top it off if we have to. And it should only take 5 quarts. Union brake. Check the dipstick. It's in the safe zone. We're going to fire her up, though. Got to let that oil build up in the filter. Don't mind this. I'm living in my truck. Copyrights.
Big Floyd, let's light a blow up. Fuck some LSD.
While you're over here, check for any leaks. Make sure you got everything tight. So yeah, you let her run for a second and then you shut her off and recheck that oil. Oil pressure is nice and good. So to me anyways, maybe a half a quart more.
That's about it. I'd wait another week and check it in case she got a leak, and then you put a full one.
She's either a burner or a leaker. I'd going more toward a leaker.
It works with engine oil. If you're about half a quart low on Bud Light, fill immediately. Private auto zone in that box.
Yeah, I know. Probably one of these has got to be empty, you know. That's transmission fluid. Gotta always have that on hand. Power steering, and brake fluid. And then a bunch of other miscellaneous parts. Oh, how could I forget? Fucking starting fluid. Come on now. I never have to use it, but it's always nice to have. So you want to light something on fire.
Hell yeah.
You need a little hairspray. Well, that's it for today's episode. Stay tuned for more. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. Sometimes you just can't help it. I mean, I guess I could put a piece of cardboard down, but nobody thinks of that.